fun. Team Useless Noodle. That's the story. I mean, yeah, it is true because all we've really seen the men do apart from Roman is lose a lot. Is pretty much
Yeah.
just lose everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like,
Except for and the only person that accompanies them in that category is Blake. Like Blake has actually lost everything that she's fought, pretty much.
well, yeah. I mean, I feel like she has a very specific role.
Well,
Like,
she's an assassin.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, she's not supposed to be in upfront combat with people, and that's why she keeps losing, because, she's in fighting position she's not supposed to be. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off. Whoops. I was not expecting a phone call.
I just set my phone to vibrate, but it's on the same desk as my microphone, so if this goes off, it's gonna be heard.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to say from the pun guy, the person that sent the pun guy. Did I say the pun master? Did I write down the pun master? I did. I'm dumb. The URL is the pun guy. I'm so damn it. I excel with questions list. I just am so good at it.
It's okay.
The thing is, they also did include also big fan of the work. But they have on their quest and then in parentheses ION, so it's question complete, and I got really angry.
Oh my god! I was just
like, at first I was like, your question's not going on the fucking show.
Man, like, okay, my favorite thing though that I've ever come up with, I have to say, is like my tag for Ruby and Red versus Blue related puns. My tag is weaponry, and it's weh and then pun.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I know that tag. If I had XK'd, I would blacklist it just because I no longer see that pun.
I'm very proud of it. I regret nothing.
Damn you, Safari. Can't blacklist the tag. Yeah, I've had something to say, and it was in reference to something earlier, and I no longer remember what that is. I find it funny that it was like you were like the big anime fan, and your sister was like aspiring to become a cartoon cartoon.
Yeah, she originally wanted to work for Disney, and then things changed, and I don't know what happened, but she stopped cartooning for whatever reason. And
but I will say I love that that was the kind of the way it was, just like she wanted to become a cartoon artist just because your style is so cartoony. Now your style is just really, really cartoony, and it was just kind of like, and you were the big anime fan and she wanted to be the cartoon artist, and just something happened.
Yeah, I think the style thing, that the way that I do my coma comics, I guess is what I'm calling them, the way I do the panel comics is that is more of a necessity thing, because I only draw my style like that because it's easier to get details down and stuff. And it's my actual style definitely looks more anime and stuff, but it's okay. I always beat myself up over how my art didn't look as anime as I wanted it to, but then it's my comics, I was like, no, maybe it's not that bad. So it's I eventually just grew to accept my not completely anime looking comics. So yeah.
Well, I like this style. I think it's cute.
Thank you.
It's fun to see. It's fun to see.
I like the style too. Everybody has mushy faces, and I enjoy that.
Everybody does. I was gonna what I wanted it to be was, I wanted it to be Sun Panicked, and I wanted it to be Jean Panicked from the one net. Actually, I wanted it to have it be the two different Jean panicking things, the one from Person of Interest, and I don't remember the names of the comics, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah,
but the one
they all have names on DeviantArt, but it's okay. And I have the names saved or whatever. But it's on Tumblr.
I could have gone to your DeviantArt. That would have made hindsight's 2020.
Well, for the future.
But then after that, I just kind of went to, I'm just going to make it two blonde guys panicking. I'm going to have it be Sun and Jean, which, man, I did not realize how appropriate that would have been until now. But the only problem was that, first of all, the Jean one was gift, but I changed that quickly enough. The real panic face. And then after that, I realized that if I cut out the speech bubble and stuff from that, way too much would have been missing. So much would have gotten cut out of the thing. I was like, damn it.
Well, I mean, for future reference, I have transparent and archived versions of like most, if not all, of the
I'm
comics.
so stubborn though. It's like I have to surprise people. I have to surprise people with this. It's the same deal as like when I did the cosplay episode. I was trying to get pictures, like reference pictures for people, and so I got a reference picture for. I was looking for one for Cleo Adams, very well known for the Neo cosplay that she did, and so I was trying to find that. Fun story about Cleo. She doesn't have a cosplay tag. And I got so angry. I was like, I'm going to cut you out of the fucking episode at this rate. I couldn't find anything on it. Apparently now she has a cosplay tag, but it's a little bit too late. I included Cleo in the episode.
It's just really funny. It's like, if I can't find you, no one can.
Yeah, it's just like, I want to surprise people. And if I can't surprise people, then I just don't include them. Whoops. But yeah, I love it. That episode's aside now, and I did surprise you, and with this background, which I'm pretty proud of. I think it looks pretty good.
I was very much like that Neptune picture where he's like, "Shut up and take my Lien," because what inspired that was Carrie shopping for amiibos. I love voice actor jokes. I don't know if you could tell, but
I couldn't. It was just
I love voice actor jokes. It's always like worse when like the voice actors act a lot like Ruby Phantom portrayals of the characters. It always scares me. Like Michael made a comment about Alan Richardson, and he's like, I can't repeat it because I'm in my house and my mom is nearby. But he said something. He said something about Alan Richardson that was less than heterosexual. I was like, Michael, if your son is showing, please don't do this. So yeah.
Less than heterosexual.
Well, yeah.
That might be my absolute favorite thing that I've ever heard. It was just, I know what you're talking about. It was something like, fuck this guy. No, seriously, I'd fuck this. This was something like that.
Yeah, that's what he said, basically.
Well, the background is made. I will say, I didn't do it for the shut up and take my Lien thing, and I just realized that I had to delete the speech bubble for Sun saying Neptune, because on the other side it was like, Itune up, or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks ridiculous, and then I left the shut up and take my Lien in there, because I totally forgot. I'm on point. I am just on point. All right. See, what's interesting about Arctic Ocean, Nice. What was it? Vesalius.
Ice Planet of Nice.
Ice Planet. I've always thought of it as Arctic Ocean. I didn't know that it changed names.
Oh yeah. It's just.
Did not know that. Well, but the interesting thing about that one is that's really an aesthetic ship. Like, regardless of how people want to change it, the initial rationale behind it is Weiss wants a hot boyfriend and Neptune wants a hot girlfriend. And that's actually the rationale, is very shallow reasons to keep up with their personas.
And plus, like, they're both pretty. I mean, let's be honest. They're very pleasant to look at. They're very yummy eyes. But
it's like, it is an aesthetic ship, which I've always found kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's a trash ship that's not hero villain, let's put it that way.
It's not a trash ship. But I will say that, like, one of my theories about Weiss and Neptune is that, like, it's one of my favorite theories that I will cling to for dear life. But I totally have this theory that, like, Weiss knew that the Beacon Ball was coming up, and when she saw Neptune, she's like, well, this guy is tall and hot. I can ask him out to the dance, and I can slay and look better than everybody else that's going to be at the dance. So if I go to the dance with him, we'll look better than everybody else. That is literally, like, the only motivation I can think of for him asking Weiss, or for Weiss asking Neptune to dance.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then and she's acting OOC and stuff. It's like, I totally think people say she was acting OOC, but let's be real. How much do we know about Weiss other than we know that she's done things for ulterior motives before? Like,
well, we know that she's a bitch.
Well, I really don't like when people say that about Weiss, and it's like, I really low key like Weiss a lot. It's like I
like Weiss too, but like she's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, she's Ice Queen. And I like, it's like, depending on who I talk to, it's like I'm more okay with certain people calling her that than others. Like it really depends, especially if I know the person. But
All right,
anyway,
well,
it was
all
like
right, well, I'm out.
yeah, Weiss is not above like being shallow and ulterior to like use people.
Yeah.
We've seen her do it with Ruby in Volume 1, so it's like
Hmm.
yeah, she's not above doing that sort of thing. So I totally think that Weiss asked Neptune out for shallow reasons, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love it
It's
very much. I love that theory. I like
you can. I mean, you can modify like, or you can have it like gradually go on, but that ship actually does start off for very shallow and very ulterior
yeah,
motives on like both ends. Is it's that's why I use the word aesthetic for it. Is it's just hot boyfriend, hot girlfriend, right?
yeah,
That's the idea behind
yeah,
it. Is just to keep up with their personas of Weiss, being the above everybody else, and Neptune being the cool guy. It's to keep up with their
yeah.
personas. Now that can gradually grow into something else, but that's the reason that the ship starts off with, which is why I refer to it as trash, is because it's shallow reasons. So
Yeah. I would feel more inclined to call it a puddle than trash. I mean, to me,
a
like trash
puddle.
has the connotation like, okay, this ship is toxic, it's unhealthy,
Yeah,
there's an
I mean,
age
yeah,
difference, like a whole bunch
yeah.
of
I
other
guess
reasons.
that is also fair, but it's like even at that, people modify ships that are inherently trash. So that it's like there's not maybe not the age difference, maybe not as toxic and whatnot, but it's still a trash ship just because of what
Yeah,
it's like founded on. That's how I go by. Is it's what is the ship
yeah,
founded on?
that's true.
And this one, it's shallow. And this one, for not that I have any problems with trash.
I can tell,
I sit here,
Sephora shipper.
I Sephora false appearance. Just as is blind. It's just, but it's just kind of like that's just how I think of it, which is I don't know. It's an interesting ship.
Yeah,
I'll say that
I
much
love
about it.
both of their characters very much. It
Oh
is
yeah.
like I'm not above shipping it or reblogging fan art. It's like I don't care if people hate it.
I feel like at this point it's like either Ruby Rock or it's Henceforth that people say favorite is. But Henceforth is
Yeah.
just it's so pretty. It's so good.
Yes.
And Kuma just like have you seen the last update?
Oh God, that was so
Just
just.
rip my heart out and bang it to the
I was
ground.
like, what? Like, are you kidding? Like, oh my God, like just, kill me where I stand and bury me where I fall. Like, oh my God.
Kuma hit us with
I
the
mean,
feels train and just kept fucking going.
no breaks.
No break.
Oh my
Like, it was
God,
just
that last update was so like even Caesar revlogged it. He saw it. I was like, oh man,
yeah.
Caesar seen this too. Jeez. So yeah.
I actually like my tags on that. I think it was just Kuma ... please ...
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
all I could muster out. Kuma is just. And it was like talking to people. I've never talked to Kuma personally. And it was just
One
like,
day.
they were just like, yeah, Kuma's really sweet. And I'm just like, I don't fucking buy it at all now.
I don't believe you.
God damn, dude. Last.
Oh my gosh.
If you haven't
Hopefully
read
one day
Henceforth
my
yet,
AU will be that cool.
you know,
But until then, I just tack away at the designs until I get the storyline completely done. I have some lore, but
yeah. Well, I'll be here. Seriously, I'm not going anywhere. Um,
especially Michael. Michael is great Sun Wukong inspiration fodder.
oh
Like
yeah.
I wish I could I wish I could make you guys understand like how much Michael is like Sun Wukong and it's scary. I hate being one of those people that like I don't want to make it sound like I'm mentally saying like Michael is Sun Wukong and therefore we should treat him like Sun
Oh yeah,
Wukong.
no.
But
I get what you mean.
yeah, but it's like he said that he's climbed trees and climbed on top of things as a kid in Let's Plays, and that he's like and like him eating bananas on like immersion and stuff always kills me. It's just like, oh God, what did I do to deserve this? I'm a nice person. It's like stop doing this to me. But yeah, I'll usually like listen to other things and draw inspiration from like whatever I'm listening to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean, but yeah, Michael's really like, he is Sun. Really.
I'm still wondering like where are their cosplays because like if you look at older pictures of Carrie, oh my God, like he like you'd be surprised like he does resemble Neptune. Like I
Maybe
mean
next
like
year.
Yeah,
Or
like
this year, I
Carrie
guess.
doesn't like Carrie's like, he's not like a pretty K-pop boy or
No.
whatever, but like he has like Neptune's haircut, and like he needs a pair of goggles, and he needs the freaking jacket, and just like I just need that. I know Miles is cosplay John, but still,
Yeah.
he needs to cosplay John in the dress now. But but just like
Aaron, get on it.
but yeah, just like I'm a sucker for like VAs voicing or not voicing VAs cosplaying their characters, because when the voice actor team Ruby showed up at RTX in cosplay, I lost it. I like lost my mind. I was like, oh my god, dreams come true. So like, and like Money has never cosplayed Ren, but I'm pretty sure that like I'm betting, because it is strongly suggested he was gonna voice Crow. I bet that he was low key cosplaying Crow in his that tan and black outfit that he wears.
Oh yeah.
I bet that's Crow's outfit, low key. But
Probably.
I would not be surprised if Crow's outfit is based on like body's aesthetic. But
I feel like that's just
anyway.
a show. This is a lot
Yeah.
of, like,
This is my aesthetic.
like, it really
and
is
his
Monty's
aesthetic is butt capes.
Yeah,
Everyone
no
has
kidding,
a
man.
butt cape.
And like the more I watched, and like the more I saw things with Monty in it, and kind of the more I became aware, I was like, wow, he wore a lot of ass capes. He really
Yeah.
did.
Oh my gosh. By the way, thanks to all my followers who laugh at my dumb jokes. Yeah, I like you guys.
You're welcome. Yeah, your dumb jokes are great. That's the only kind of jokes I think is.
Yeah, my art is puns, the occasional original joke.
That joke I'm not okay with.
And voice actor jokes,
Yeah.
pretty much. So, yeah.
I love the voice actor jokes. You did one for the guy that voices Adam, and I can't remember his name.
No, oh yeah, wait. Are you talking about what you saw on Twitter, or
You posted it on you cross-posted it on the Tumblr too.
Okay.
You did put
It
it
was
on
a
Tumblr.
joke where it was like, I think Garrett Hunter.
Yeah,
that's
okay,
the guy
thank
who
you.
voices Adam. He was. I think he was talking about how he was crying reading the ending of Naruto, and then I drew a picture of Adam Torres reading Ninjas of Love and crying.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. I was like, I have to draw
That's
this.
like legit. That was like one of my favorite. That was like one of the first things I saw from you too, and I was just like, I just loved it so much. I'm like, well, I'm never leaving now.
Don't forget, you're here forever.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much my reaction. I think I unfollowed you, but when Tumblr switched to reblog and the follow button, because why not? I think I unfollowed you once when you did that.
Tumblr is the worst. I just gotta say right now, Tumblr sucks major butt when it comes to their updates.
It's just like, not all of them. It's not as though necessarily it's always like wow, the functionality actually got worse. Like, it's not always that instance.
But it hasn't gotten easier to use.
But it's just
sure.
like, why? Like, this literally didn't serve us at all. It's just like you just changed it because it's like, this has been the same for 3 months now, so we have to make
Screws up the website. Aesthetic.
It's just like,
honestly, like, Tumblr has no concept of the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Truly.
If it is broke, though, don't fix it.
They don't fix it.
God, I think I unfollowed you once. I unfollowed like 4 people on accident when I did that, and I felt so awful. And oh man, I was so surprised. The first person I did it to was Julie Cinder's Fall. When I did that, she used to do that all the time because she was on mobile, so it would just unfollow people at random, which seems to have stopped. And so she used to unfollow me all the time, and I gave her all the shit for it. Never noticed I unfollowed her, and I was super happy about it. I was like, whew. And now I have to cut this from the interview. I hope that she doesn't watch it. All right. Before I do the actual final question, there's totally comments that I had, or things that I didn't really think belong in the actual official questions list, but I still wanted to include in here. So these will be seen in Storytime. Shoutouts, even though this bit, if it's included at all, would be included in Storytime. I don't know. Anyways, this one's from an Anon. It was, would you ever do comics for Rooster Teeth officially if they asked?
Oh man, I have been asked this, and it's just
Yeah, I see it in your FAQ.
I just, it's a very complicated answer, and even though I like wrote down my answer, it's still like it's something that is dependent on so many factors and could change so much. Because right now I'm not exactly in a financially stable situation. Not for me personally. Like I'm not considered. I'm considered a dependent on my parents' taxes. So there's that. The other thing is that I don't make a lot of money right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if I worked at Rooster Teeth, I have a stable job, place to live. I could buy my own food and I could buy my own clothes and things like that. So, but the thing about that would be I would have to move to Austin to do it, and I'm not sure if I would be able to make that trip. The other thing is that I'm not sure if I would want to be working so closely to a series that I just want to be a fan of, because then you overhear things, you hear rumors. I might leak something because I'm talk a lot and things like that, and it's just like a whole bunch of things. Like there's so many factors of it emotionally too, and people have seen I've seen the uproar after what happened with my criticism of Ruby and after this really egotistical joke I made, which I totally own up to, but like my critique still stood, but like the way I went about flaunting it was not smart. But anyway, I won't talk about that. But basically, it's like I am very anxious about being in that environment because my biggest, like I said, I have anxiety. So my biggest fear is that like they would not like me. I'm pretty sure, like they would not like me as a person, just the comics I make. And I'm not fond of having that kind of reputation. Okay. Like I'm not fond of the idea that they only like my comics, but not me as a person, and That's fair. Think that I'm awful person.
Well, what if it was just like commissioning your comics? Like just
that'd be great. Okay. Like if I could work remotely, I would totally do it in a heartbeat. If I was working remote, but other than that, because like Rooster Teeth has people that work remote. Like they work, they don't necessarily live in Austin. But if I could work from home, that would be awesome.
Okay.
I would totally do it.
And the other one, even though I think I know the answer to this one, it was just, are you going to any conventions?
I would like to go to RTX. The only problem is that I don't have the money. I'm trying to discuss. I haven't bought a ticket because I haven't had the money to buy a ticket. And it's just like, and even then, I would still have to save up for travel expenses like a hotel, food, all that other stuff. That's money I don't have. But I have discussed it with a group of friends. One of my friends went to RTX last year, but they couldn't get into the Ruby panel because it was so popular. Yeah. Oh my god. And I have a offline friend who's also we look alike, so I call him my doppelganger. His name's Carterson the Mortal on Tumblr. I've been talking with him about details about maybe traveling to RTX this year, because it's like last year is like I really wanted to go, but I couldn't. And it's just like I really, 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 really wanted to be there at RTX, and I really like it's like it was a dream of mine to like meet Marty and like kind of pick his brain about his creative processes and stuff, and to like try to ask him questions that he didn't get very often. But it's like, nah, I can't do that, and that's one of those things that's like stuck with me. It's like, all right, I'm going to RTX, come hell or high water, and it's just like. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. But I would like to go to RTX. I always forgo going to my home city's anime convention, which is NakaCon. And I've never been to a NakaCon. We almost went 1 year, but that didn't count because we didn't actually do it.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. So it's just like, it sucks because I don't go to conventions often. I only went to a convention like, was it twice? Oh, and like when I went to ASTL the second year, I went as a Glinda Goodwitch cosplay, and I was at a Ruby panel, and the funny thing about the Ruby panel was that they weren't expecting to have as many people in the venue as they did, and it was crowded, and I was one of the people that had to sit on the floor. And then on the screen, like they were showing off Ruby fan art. I was like, that's my artwork, and it's like the portrait of Pyrrha, and like I screamed it, so like everybody in the room kind of like turned and looked at me funny. I was like, oops. And then like the picture I drew of Sun and Ren, I was like, that's my art, and they looked at me again. I was like, sorry, I'm very excited.
I'm an excitable person.
Yeah, I'm very easily excited. But yeah, it's just like mind blowing that my art was shown at a Ruby panel at a convention. Yeah. It was just like insane. I would love to go to another convention, and one day maybe I will host an artist host a table at an artist alley
Yeah.
if I could figure out what merchandise I would sell. Cause,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Copyright stuff is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's actually
Fortunately, I have like a million AUs planned and fan works that maybe I would be able to make merch of briefly. Like I wouldn't want to profit off of it completely, but still, it's like I still kind of want it to be my own thing. Anyway,
yeah, I thought it would be fun to have Aaron on.
Aaron, because, who? There's so many Aarons. Aaron Zek.
Yeah, Zach, the one. Yeah, I mean, Aaron's the only one that works for Ruby.
Oh, that's true. Because it was like when you say Aaron and Rooster Teeth, it's just like Aaron Marquez. Aaron
I know Aaron. He's God. I love him because he just panics so bad when you put him on the spot.
That was great. Those are some of the funny. Like I love On the Spot. On the Spot is one of my favorite shows.
Oreos.
Oh my gosh.
Or it was like Oreo dumps. I don't. Nothing will ever beat the 2 minutes of like it was like the best 2 minutes of audio for the On the Spot thing where it was just like weird things to yell out during orgasm. Glad you're my sister.
Oh my god. Then when Ray was like eucalyptus, I was dying. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god. But, that was a great joke. Eucalyptus. I love it.
Oh my god, like that's one of those jokes fortunately it wasn't like one of those like beat the dead horse achieve 100 jokes, but it's like
because he can't use it that often.
But it's one of those jokes that I don't expect every time he says it. Like I was watching The Vine with Jeff and I think that like he said something related to that and Ray was screaming eucalyptus like in the background. I was crying. And then when
they muted his mic because it picked up on other people's mics.
Even better was like there's the post from when Aaron and Barbara were in Australia and Aaron was like, oh my gosh, she was petting the koala and then Esu Desu, oh my gosh, he's one of my favorite artists too. Esu Desu, he reblogged the post and he commented eucalyptus on the picture and I had to reblog it with his comment. I was gonna cry. It was great. Fun fact about me. When I say that I am going to cry or I'm legitimately crying in my tags, I'm not exaggerating. I literally do cry whenever I like laughing really hard.
Yeah, no, I do the same. It's not like full blown like just straight up sobs. It's just like there's actual tears.
My eyes are watering from how funny this is. Like, oh my god.
It's like the one Vine that I love. Oh my god, there was one Vine. I don't know if you saw this one. It's just two guys in a car, and it's just like one of the just a couple of guys being dudes, just a couple of dudes being guys, there's a couple of dudes being gay. Show me a dick, Steve. And it was like I'd show that to my friend. They're like sea monkeys.
Oh my god, like it's like
show me a dick,
that's like my favorite thing is like when we see like I don't know how I got to this point, but it's just like when you see something and it reminds you very specifically of a particular character or set of characters
Neptune Facilius, in context. I can tell you.
It's just like always, especially if it's like especially those vines of that one dude where he's like walking by the pool and he's like kind of like dancing with Spring in a step and then he bumps into the door.
The Uptown Funk.
Like one. It's bad enough like he has floofy hair and he's always wearing like a blue shirt or something, so I immediately think of Neptune. But yeah, it literally looks like something Neptune would do. Yeah. So it's just like, oh my god, I have to draw this. I really need to like make more animations. One of these days I'm gonna make like an animation reel of like Ruby animations and stuff that's gonna be longer than like 1 minute. So one day. I'm not sure when. Oh, I wonder. So one day.
Yeah, one day. I love. There's like one guy that Vines. I can't remember what the name of the dude is now. But I keep seeing them. I've seen like only two on my dash, so I went through his profile and he's so funny. But it's really fun. I live in Arizona, so naturally, it's literally most of the population is Mexican. And when I say most of, I mean like all of them, because we live 2 hours away from the border. Like you hear Spanish on the streets just because, I mean, you either hear Spanish or you hear English. That's the only two languages that are spoken here, apparently. So, and I'm also Mexican, even though I look like I came from a male I came from a male factory, basically, is the way I look. I'm Mexican and I'm Italian, And basically the Mexican part's just like, we'll leave this to you guys, and just like skip town. I don't even. But the people that we have like that come in and they do like construction work and they do like yard work and stuff for us. They're all it's Oscar and his brother Jesus.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, and it was just, I showed my dad the vines and then we immediately showed them to Oscar like afterwards, and it was just like, sir, did you know that Jesus loves you? Jesus. What? Do you love me, cousin?
No.
I hate you. And just like, throws the rake at him.
I remember that. That was great.
My favorite one of those, like I think the better one was, Anita, I go to church now and I'm in love with Jesus. Jesus. You make Anita fall in love with you. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
That dude is hilarious too. It was just like, oh my god. I went through like his Vine account and he has one Vine and it's just like him and like two other people. And it's just, we're packing and one guy holds up a gun, another one holds up another gun, the other guy holds up a lunchbox.
Oh my god.
And he's just like, you brought lunch? And he's like, yeah, I packed so and so. And then it shows like all of them out in like a playground and just eating lunch. Like, this is the best day ever.
Oh my god.
He's really, really funny. But yeah, no. Unfortunately, no jokes like that in Ruby. Not because of a lack of Jesus, is because of a lack of Mexicans. One day I'll get my Mexican character. One day.
I'm honestly surprised there is not a Zorro based character in the show yet or anything like that, because like that's one of those things like, oh my god, it's like, it's classic, you gotta do it.
Oh yeah, The Legend of Zorro.
Yeah, I am expecting it one one day. Oh
eventually,
my gosh.
hopefully.
Yeah.
I just want a Mexican
Zorro character 2016. That'd be great.
Mexican character 2015, please. I can dream, right?
Can I just say, like, Ruby with making fan characters of OCs and stuff is such a joy. Like,
It's
I don't
so
know,
fun.
like, once you finish making a fan character for Ruby, it's like being super proud of yourself after you finish an OC or a team or whatever, and having the name stuff
It's
together
just-
is so much, like, it feels so rewarding and accomplished. Because that color rule is pretty rigid. Not rigid, but, I mean, it's very... It's a rule that forces you to be creative about, and like, even like, I remember seeing somebody's comment on Tumblr. Somebody, when they showed the color rules, is like, that color rule is dumb as heck. I'm not gonna follow it. Screw you, Monty. I was like, chill. It was like, if you're clever, you know how to bend the rules. Like, if you know why the color rule exists, like we do now, you know how to get around the color rule. Like, maybe somebody comes from a family that believes that art and whatever they were fighting for in the war was not the best, and the losing side, the survivors of the losing side, they named their kids with normal names and not color-based names, because they didn't believe in, what they fought for in the war. So it's just like, it's like, if you're smart, you know how to bend the rules and you know why you're bending the rules. Pretty much. And that goes for anything creative. Like, if you have a set of rules, if you're really creative, you know how to bend them to suit.
And don't break.
Yeah. To suit what you're going for. So yeah, I don't know, I love that about Ruby, and I love like how much creative freedom you can have with all the characters' weapons too. Like, it's very hard, it's very difficult to see the same two weapons occur in fandom. It's
unless you're me and you just make the same two weapons over and over again.
Well, yeah. But it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, now actually like drawing how the weapons transform, that's the hard part.
That'll never
like
happen. I can't draw. I don't even know why I'm prefacing that. You're never gonna see me draw anything.
Yeah, I try really hard, like, because my characters, it's like, oh my god, like, the easiest two weapons to draw were the silencer pistol chakram and the mace that is also a flail, that is also a soccer ball that could also be launched as shrapnel. So,
oh my god.
But that's easy to draw. And then there's the hardest things to draw was my character's weapons were, one of them was a drill that turned into a lance that turned into a Gatling gun, and the other was The other one was like a chainsaw mixed with a Thompson machine gun. And it's just like, I can't do this. But somebody,
That combo makes so much
oh my
sense,
gosh,
though.
yeah. But like, somebody was very gracious. Snarky Sword. Shout out to them. They rendered my
Shout outs.
character's Bond's weapon, and it looks so
I
good.
remember
I
that.
was like, I can't believe this. Name whatever you want me to draw for you. I will draw it because I am unworthy of this. Because this is beautiful and
Yeah,
it's
I
better than
remember
I ever
that.
imagined it. And it was just,
I totally remember
it
that.
was so great. And like, yeah, Light's weapon still pending. Lighta's weapon has changed like 5 million times.
Yeah.
And Lighta's design has changed 5 million times too. At least,
Wait, what? Wait, what? What's the name?
Lyta Oriette, she's the lion
Oh,
character.
okay.
Oh my god,
You
she's.
said that the L in Mithril is Mirthil. Lida
Oh my god.
is Lida. I was like, do you know? I was just like, huh, but nah. It was. I was curious.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right though. I mean, not all of my characters' names allude to color.
yeah.
Partially because I fucked up and I accidentally made characters before I knew about the color naming rule
Yeah.
and rip those characters. Well, actually, I just took them and redesigned them, but basically it is kind of like I try to keep the people fighting on the good side on that one, but then I have some people it's just like I need it to mean something. I need the name to mean something.
Yeah.
Like you have my four Rajput inspired characters, Nirav, Pragun, Rakesh, and Adesh.
Hmm.
It's like one. It's like message. It's like message moon. I can't remember what the other two meanings were, but it was like I named them specifically to take after something. And then you have other ones that it's just, oh my god, it's all right. This is one I'm super proud of, and you probably won't get this, but it's just the name. The nickname for this person is just the sniper. Is just simply the sniper, and that's how they were known. And their actual name is Distrio Columbi.
Hmm.
Do you get the reference there?
No.
District of Columbia.
Oh.
Sniper, the DC sniper.
Oh.
They're obviously a villain.
Wow. That's.
Man, I cannot tell you how proud I was of that name.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Like
It's
me, like when I came up with COYK, and I wasn't expecting to put as much effort into it as I am now, and like I'm at a very, very pivotal point in its development right now. When I first came up with COYK though, it was funny because I was like, hey, a color printing scheme. Hey, I'm super into this show that I really want to make OCs for. Let's base it off of the printing scheme. So
Yeah.
it's like my biggest accomplishment is that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And like I'm super proud of like all the name puns that came up with for them. Oh my gosh. Like I'm so proud of each and every one of them. So yeah, I love my babies.
I know. I have so many OCs. I have 43.
Yeah, I like the only reason I'm churning out more OCs is just to fill in like roles that need to be filled in
Yeah,
CMYK's
exactly.
plot and whatever. That's it.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
you'd be surprised. People ship like Team Cardinal and they ship Cardinal with
Okay,
Sean
well,
and they
fuck.
ship.
Nobody
like...
cares about Team Dicks.
Very true.
First of all.
People ship like Ozpin and Ironwood. People ship.
Yeah. People ship Ironwood. More people
What?
ship. There's more Ironwood Roman content than there is Blake Roman.
Yeah, people ship Roman and
So
Ozpin. They haven't even like talked to each other. That's my favorite thing.
I'm so
They only ship them
every
because
single-
they both have canes. Like that's it. But
I'm so angry.
and, like what else? People ship Oobleck and Port, kinda.
That
I haven't
that
seen
I'm
very
so-
much fan
okay.
of it, but
Okay, so there's an AU that Julie convinced me to make, or like Julie convinced me to watch it because she was like, "Hey, this could be a great Sephora AU," and I'm like, "You speak my language." So it's a musical called Heathers, and basically the premise of Heathers is there's like this high school and there's this girl and she's not very popular and she sees a chance to get with the popular girls, the Heathers, Heather Chandler, Heather McNamara, and Heather Duke. Heather Chandler being the kingpin kind of there, and they're awful people, like they're just not good people. And but she sees her chance to get with them to kind of stop being like harassed and like stop being bothered. So she goes after that opportunity by offering to forge stuff for them. And so then and after that, a little bit after that, like there's this guy that she meets and he beats up the two people from the football team, Kurt and Ram. And and she's just like, hey, it was like, wow. It was like I shouldn't watch this crap. That's not who I am. But with this kid, damn, like that was the actual lyrics to it. So so that's Roman, obviously.
Oh my god.
His name is JD, and Veronica is the unpopular girl. She became that's Blake. But it's just kind of like, as a little bit of time goes on, she does something to help a friend of hers after she kind of fucks over a friend of hers. It's the same friend, Martha Dunstock, but they call her Martha Dumptruck.
Oh jeez.
Like that's like the thing there. It's like her and Veronica are both like really bullied beforehand, but they like try and do something to her, and Veronica like stops it, and so that gets her kind of like kicked out. And so she goes like to try and make up with Heather Chandler, like I said, the Kingpin, and JD, and like she's trying to do stuff to make it better, and she has like a cup, and she's like, I'm gonna get you like something morning to drink, like because she's hungover. Chandler is, and JD fills up another cup with drain cleaner.
Oh no!
And they kill Chandler. They kill Heather Chandler, and so then they make it look like a suicide, and basically like the whole thing is just after that it just becomes like them trying to do that. But the reason that this pertains, it's a really good musical. Like it's like suicide, murder, and whatnot. Like if like you can't do that, but it's a really good musical. I think it's off of YouTube now though.
Oh my god.
But there's one moment in there where they kill Kurt and Ram, the football players, who by the way they're Sun and Neptune. In the thing.
No!
It is.
Why would you tell me that?
Well, no. Okay, so this is gonna make it a little bit. Well, they're ginormous douchebags, but Martha is in love with Ram. And it was easier for me to make Ram Sun than it was for me to make Ram Cardin. And that was kind of my two options there. Like it just because of Velvet is Martha, and I wanted Velvet to be like in love with Sun more so than. But obviously Ram doesn't pay her. Ram doesn't pay her any mind because he's like the stereotypical douchebag football player, like asshole. And so but in that one, after they kill them. It's just like they go to a funeral, and this is in the 80s, and it's Alabama.
That makes things make more sense.
Well, no, it's afterwards. And so the guys that they did it under it was like, and this was actually the moment in there, it was like for JD staged up the whole thing. It was like complete with a forged suicide note. And it was just like, it had like Kurt and Ram. It was just, Ram and I died because we had to hide our gay forbidden love from a misapproving world. And that's why Neptune became Kurt.
That's horrible.
Because it was like those two, it's like the gay forbidden love idea. And so then after that one, there's the song. There's like a song that the dad breaks out into. He's just like, and it's called My Dead Gay Son. And it's just like, and it is actually just like, I want the world to know I love my dead gay son. Like he's just like preaching, and like that is, I don't know whose dad it is, but it's just like, it's Bill and Paul are the two names. And he's just like going on there, and it like Paul starts off and he's just like, this is just like a lesson. These guys are going to hell, et cetera, et cetera. And he's just like, no, it's just like, no, like being gay is fine. And like the way that it comes like towards the end, it's just like, Paul, I can't believe that you still refuse to get a clue after all that we've been through. I'm talking to you and me in the summer of '83. And it was just like, and it's just, that was one hell of a fishing trip. And they just run into each other's arms, and there's a big kiss.
Oh my god.
And in the AU, I made them pour it in Uber.
Oh my god!
Just because I love the idea of that happening.
That's funny.
I don't really ship it, but I do for this AU because I just love that scene.
That's funny. I still love the thing when they're like, in the Ruby Volume 2 commentary, they were like, Oobleck and Port are partially inspired by Mario and Luigi. That was so cute! I had to draw it.
Dude, it so makes sense. It
so
makes
like,
sense looking at it too. The
It
tall
was
green
so
one
great.
with the short red one.
That was great.
Yeah. Oh my god. I love it. I love the Heather's is great. Like I think it's off of YouTube now, which kind of sucks.
I'm not really a musical type person. Like musicals,
but the best thing
musicals were kind of ruined for me by theater kids. I won't like not saying theater kids are bad, but like in my high school, they were they were pretty much like in my high school, the theater kids were pretty elitist and exclusionary, and I did not.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
that's like not the trope necessarily. I don't want to say trope. That's like the stereotype. And the thing about stereotypes is that all of them always come from something.
Yeah,
there's always
that
something
always surprises me. Like when a
validates
TV trope is like real, especially in like school and college, it's like I can't
exactly.
believe
I mean,
this. Just
it exists because it exists for a reason. That's why stereotypes exist. I mean, regardless of whether or not it's a good stereotype or it's like a bad or like a really bad stereotype or something like that, it exists for a reason. And so that's why that one exists, and so that is. But my school doesn't really do musicals, and Julie loves musicals. she's into music, so she was just like, "Hey, watch this." Like, maybe it can be a Sephora AU. All right, you have my attention. But it was just kind of like, I think the full thing has been taken off of YouTube, and the kind of sucky thing is that even at that, the actual musical, it had the understudy for both JD and Heather Chandler. But the best thing about musicals, you can listen to the songs and kind of get the general plot from that. Like, there's a plot, but you still need like the in between stuff. But I don't know, it's a great musical, and I just love that scene. Like, I'm gonna send you my Dead Gay song because, like, even without this is probably like the thing that honestly all I have to tell you is that is the fact that it's like Kurt and Ram, like, they die. It was like the thing for them is like, they didn't commit suicide, but it was like the guys that they used was just they had to die to hide their gay forbidden love from the misapproving world. And that's like the only real context you need from this, because after that, everything else is just like, it's like, all right, this is fine.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wasn't there a last question?
There's absolutely only one more question left. And I feel like we probably should have done this like afterwards.
Yeah.
But I fucked up. I'm really bad with stuff like this.
Cool. Get carried away sometimes.
All right.